begin this session. So I welcome all the participants and all our guests who are joining us today for this webinar being organized by Red Lantern Analytica on the topic, the need for Taiwan's inclusion as an observer in WHO. Thank you all for gathering here and to discuss a matter of paramount importance. In an era where global health challenges transcend national borders, the exclusion of any capable and willing entity undermines the collective ability to respond effectively to any health crisis. Taiwan's exclusion from the World Health Organization is not due to a lack of capability or contribution. On the contrary, Taiwan highly boasts of an advanced healthcare system and has demonstrated exemplary performance in managing public health issues, including the COVID-19 pandemic. Taiwan's exclusion is primarily the result of political pressures being exerted by countries like PRC, which has consistently used its influence to prevent Taiwan's participation in various international organizations. We have today a panel of three esteemed fellows, Dr. Hisu, Dr. Jian from Taiwan, and Dr. Devendra Kumar, who joins us from India for this discussion. I look forward to an engaging discussion, and I'll now call upon Bor Hugh Hisu, Deputy Representative, Taiwan Economic and Cultural Center in India, for his opening remarks. Sir, if you can hear me, over to you.
Hi, Honorable Director Sitata, Dr. Jian and Dr. Xu of Taiwan's National Cheng Kung University Hospital, Dr. Kumar and dear friends, good afternoon, namaskar. Menaram Robert He, Main Deputy Chief of Mission Ka Taiwan Embassy Hum, Absen Yuka Babu Achalaga. First of all, I would like to thank Red Lantern Analytica to support Taiwan's bid to join World Health Organization WHO and organize this meaningful online event very timely just before the opening of the World Health Assembly (WHA) on 27th of May next Monday. Thank you all for your kind arrangement. It's my great honor to attend the webinar today. As this is the first time for Red Lantern Analytica to discuss health cooperation between Taiwan and India, I think it would be nice to present to you an overall development picture of Taiwan. Here I would like to briefly introduce the history of Taiwan, then about Taiwan's strengths in international ranking, and finally, the bilateral relations between Taiwan and India. First, Taiwan's official name is the ROC. ROC stands for Republic of China. They established in 1911 in mainland China. While in 1949, after the Civil War, the Chinese Communist Party illegally took over China and established the PRC, the People's Republic of China. Since then, the ROC government relocated from China to Taiwan until today. So this year we are celebrating 113 years of independence, while the PRC only 75 years. The Communist China has no jurisdiction and never controls Taiwan for a single day. So the so-called One China principle that Taiwan is part of China is a fake news, disinformation, and international scam. Second, why is Taiwan important? Taiwan is a small island of 36,000 square kilometers, roughly the land size of the state of Kerala. With 24 million population, roughly same as Delhi NCR. Although we are small and beautiful, but we are also very powerful. Why? Taiwan is #1 semiconductor producer in the world. We have a 60% world market share and 90% of for the advanced chips. We are #2 in IC designs and ICT products. And we are #6 in IMD's World Competitiveness Ranking in 2023. For medical fields, Taiwan has 14 hospitals with international JCI accreditation, the number 3 in the world, only next to the US and Germany. Taiwan also retains number 1 ranking for the 5th consecutive years in the Healthcare Index 2024, released by international database firm Numbel, either in convenience of location, reasonable cost, equipment for modern diagnosis and treatment, responsiveness of medical institutions, etc. Taiwan is able to provide high quality with low cost treatment, such as facial cranial reconstruction, organ transplant, cardiovascular therapy, assisted reproductive therapy, joint replacement, and so on. Furthermore, Taiwan's 3-year survival rate of liver transplant is 91%, while the world average is around 78%. Taiwan's 3-year survival rate of kidney transplant is 98%, and heart transplant 87%, all among the tops of the world. Ironically, the ROC was the founding member of the United Nations since 1945. But with the representation of China being replaced by the Communist China in 1971, since then, Taiwan is unable to participate at the WHO, despite Taiwan has so many outstanding medical achievements in the world. So for the third part, for bilateral relations, we used to have a diplomatic ties with Republic of India from 1947 to 1950. Not until 1995, both sides set up representative office. For Taiwan side, it's called TECC, the Taipei Economic and Culture Center in India. And for Indian side, it's called ITA, India Taipei Association in Taipei. In 2012, we set up another branch office in Chennai. Last year, bilateral trade was 8.2 billion US dollars, with 250 Taiwanese companies investing in India with accumulated capital of 5 billion US dollars. We set up 23 Taiwan education centers in India to teach Mandarin Chinese and provide scholarship for Indian students to study in Taiwan. Recently, we also signed MOU on labor mobility cooperation, and we were going to open our third office in Mumbai later this year. In February, Prime Minister Modi highly appreciated Taiwan's TSMC to cooperate with India's Tata Group to set up the first semiconductor fab in Dholera, Gujarat. India's Ministry of External Affairs has also reiterated many times that India has a strong and growing people-to-people ties, culture and education, trade and investment links with Taiwan. The government of India facilitates these exchanges and looks forward to continuing them for shared prosperity and development. So, we're pledged to continue to work closely with our natural partner, India, to promote multifaceted cooperation in all fields, and which India could also kindly support Taiwan to contribute to the WHO and the international community. Last but not least, I'm very happy to have Dr. Jian insight on Taiwan-India healthcare cooperation and Dr. Xu to guide us on Taiwan's healthcare contribution to the global community. National Cheng Kung University Hospital is one of the best hospitals in Taiwan, and both two doctors have profound expertise and experience in medical practice as well as international engagement. So I wish today's webinar a huge great success and all the very best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Representative Borji Hussain. Now I will like to invite Dr. Chian for his address. Dr. Chian, if you can hear me, over to you.
I'm Max. I'm graduate from the John Hopkins for a doctor degree when I was 40. So I'm a surgeon, I'm a ER doctor. I'm also working in the National Cheng Kung University Hospital as the director of the International Medical Center. I'm so happy to have a chance to talk to you. You know, I know I've been to India a couple times. I understand your country is a very good country. Taiwan is a very small country, and India is the biggest country in the world now. So we are quite different, but at the same time, we also have something in common. Like Taiwan in India, we also love peace. We are very peaceful people, and a lot of people, they are full of wisdom. Like our TSMC and India, a lot of smart people, and develop the number 3 biggest pharmaceutical industry in the world. So Taiwan only 23 million population, but we have a lot of product. And in the future, we hope we can work together to make Taiwan and India better together. And another thing is the same comment. We also face a strong enemy. The China always give us threat. Maybe tomorrow they have a lot of aircraft, a lot of warship surrounding Taiwan. We don't like it. And we have our own military, we have our own currency, we have our constitution. And China never control Taiwan one day, but they claim we are one of their province. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's ridiculous. And if we refuse, they don't allow us to WHO, United Nations, and even the WHA. They ban us. They don't allow us to be observer in the WHA, and they don't even allow us to join the international conference for the anti-COVID. It's a abuse for Taiwan 23 million population, and we just like a colony and oppressed by hegemony for many years. I think it is a time for us, and we want to cooperate with India to try to help us together. So we hope in the future, and Taiwan and India, we can work together to increase the mutual understanding in the medical field, and we try to improve the advantage of India and Taiwan. Like Taiwan, we knew a lot of herb, and I think in the north part of India, you have the geographic environment that can produce the medicine material for us. That's very needed. And in pharmaceutical industry, and India is the leading country in the world, and Taiwan is a small market. If India can help us, we will feel safer, because we a lot of medicine now controlled by China. No matter what, we try to have another resource. I think India can help us on this. And also, we have a lot of smart people that develop the new product. I think that India is a good cooperator. We can cooperate on this. We can design together. We can research together. We help the people in India and in Taiwan together. I think Taiwan and HI make the health care very accessibility for all people. I think maybe the system can help India to help the poor people in the rural area. I think we want to do it in the first stage. We want to donate our resource, our idea to help the rural area in India. And also we want to help to establish a small canal for us to connecting the hospital, Taiwan and India, the hospital in Taiwan and in India. We can cooperate. We improve the health quality care. Like Taiwan, our hospital is not very bad, but pretty good. I think I also observe some good hospital in India, but in the rural area, maybe we can help that. We cooperate that. We help the hospital in the rural area better and better. That's what we can do. And I hope we can create a communication platform for the India young man and the Taiwan young man. We facilitate matching and communication with a local distributor in the R&D, in RD, research and design, and we also can get a global market on the basis of Taiwan and India. Thank you so much. I have a lot of ideas. I hope in the future we have more opportunity to talk face in face. And welcome to Taiwan. We sincerely invite you to visit Taiwan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Hugh Su, who is Associate Professor, National Chiang Kung University, Taiwan, for his presentation. Dr. Hugh, if you can hear me, over to you.
You hear
Yes,
me?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I think our IT man will lose the job tomorrow. Not as good as the Indian. Okay, I'm Dr. Xu. I'm the attending surgeon of the ICU in Chengdu University Hospital. He 2019 and 2021. I'm the general director of the Public Health Bureau in government cities. So I will share the Taiwan health system for you because today is the beginning. I think I'll very briefly introduce the Taiwan medical system and how to fight COVID-19. I think this is the next part, maybe the next meeting. Okay, then show the PPT. Yes. I think everyone can see this. The next slide.
Yes.
The next slide. Okay, this is the condition of the Taiwan in 2024. The birth is 159,000 births every year, and our median age is 44, and our total population is 23 million people, and our proportion of the population age 16, 5 and over are almost 20. So in Taiwan, it's a old age the society is large. The next. Yes, but full screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, the next. A little delay. Oh yeah, a little delay. I'm sorry. And okay, and the male is 49%, and the female is almost the 51%. We can see lots of the 40 to 40, age 40 and 44, but we have lot almost 20% of the old age. The next. This is the population age structures by gender. The next slide. Okay, this is a population age structures by gender. The next. So we can see what is the leading cause of deaths. For the male, the first is cancer, heart disease, cerebral vascular disorder, pneumonia, diabetes, chronic lower respiratory disease, accident and adverse effect, and the chronic liver disease and the cirrhosis and the hypertension disease, and the nephritis syndrome and the nephrosis. But for the female, the first is still the cancer, and then is the heart disease, COVID-19, and the pneumonia, cerebral vascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, accidents, chronic lower respiratory disease, nephritis and the nephritis syndrome and the nephrosis. I think almost the same as the Indian. The next. And the infant and the neonatal mortality rates by year, maybe COVID-19 a little increase during 2019 and 2022. The infant mortality is 44, and the neonatal mortality is 2.8. The next. This is our health national health expense for the GDP ratio. It's very stable. in my country, we spend 6 percentage of all the cost of the whole nation. It's because the cost controlled by the national health insurance. So our government want to keep the cost very stable and to but to keep the quality for all the citizens. The next. So the medical facilities, the number of medical institutes for the hospital in Taiwan in 2022, we have 480 hospitals. For the Western medical medicine is 475, but in Taiwan we have the Chinese medicine, like the needle puncture, and we only have 4 big Chinese medical hospital. But for the clinic, we have a lot of the clinics. Totally, we have the 23,000 clinics, and including the Western medicine, 11,000 the Western medical medicine, and Chinese medicine in clinic is more than hospital, 4,000 Chinese medicine, and the dentistry, we almost have 7,000 clinics. The next. For the hospital beds in 2022, totally we have the 172,000 beds, and per 10,000 population is the 74 the beds for per 10,000 persons population. The next. For the medical for the health workforce, totally we have the registered health workforce and 354,000 persons, and per 10,000 population we have the 152 persons for the workforce. The next. Okay, so Food and Drug Administration, we have some food poisons cases, but I think our government get a lot of efforts to prevent it. The next. Okay, in 2023, our OTC combined, we have the company, some big biomedical companies in our OTC. The next. The biomedical industry revenue between 2018 to 2023 increased every year. The next. Okay, the revenue between the 2022 and the 2023, our biomedical sections, we including pharmacy, therapeutics, and medical device, and pharmacy, and the food science, and the health supplement, and aesthetical medicine, and the beauty care, API, agriculture, and agriculture science, and the CRO service, and the genetic testing, and the cell therapy. But I think cell therapy increased during the last 2 years. Next. The next. Okay, this is a Taiwan big homegrown drugs market abroad. This list is a big companies. The next. So we can see the Taiwan biomedical section by revenue increased every year. But I think this is a very important part in Taiwan. Our government very enforce this. The next is a USA the regenerative medicine market. It increased 16.7%. The next is the virtual diagnostic quality control market, the 3.2%, and it's China, okay, 75%, and the next is the Asia Pacific clinical trial market is 7.3. Next, so how the China then digital health market is 23.2. The next. Okay, in the Indian the market. Okay, it's a Indian pharmacy surgical manufacturing market is almost 10%, and the in vitro diagnosis market is 4.6%. So I think the India is a very big market. Taiwan is a small one, but I think we can have a very good cooperation to expand the India or Taiwan market for both. So there is agenda in 2030. The next. Okay, so the Taiwan is always to push all the goals for all the world. So it's why Taiwan? Because in Taiwan the medical health system is very affordable and high quality health care compared with the other country. Because in USA maybe the quality is very good, but the cost is very high. But in Taiwan, I think everything is under control by the Taiwan government. Yes. There is a healthcare index by country 2024. The number one is Taiwan. Our healthcare index is 86%. 86. South Korea is the second. And the Taiwan, the major social insurance programs since 1995, but we have the second generation in 2013 because we cover more and more the therapy, like the cell therapy. Now some are covered by the national health insurance. So this is very like the miracle in the world. How does social insurance can cover everything in Taiwan? For everyone, maybe 1 month you pay $30, and you go to hospital, go to emergency room, you only pay $30, but you can get everything. If you are indicated, you can get the CT, MRI, every test. Yeah, every test. So because we have a very good national health insurance system, but now we have the second generation, maybe the third generation, because the cost is increased every year. We how to control this or to expand the cost. This is our goal. The next, we have a 6 main strengths in Taiwan healthcare: the high quality, the affordability, and the technology and the innovation, and the patient-oriented service, and the comprehensive specialist, and the leading physicians. So the national health insurance, cloud systems, everything in the cloud. So it's easy for the study, easy for share the information for many hospitals. For each hospital, if we transfer the patient to the others, we have cloud system, so we can share the information. So that the patient don't need to receive the same exam or same operation manipulation for the different hospital. I think it costs down the strategies. Okay, during the COVID-19, Taiwan can help because we received lots of the countries the donation like the vaccine. Initially, Taiwan we don't have vaccine, but finally we developed our own vaccine, and we also get the AZ from Japan or USA, and the Moderna, and finally everyone cover maybe 3 dose or 4 dose of booster in Taiwan. So I think our effect of the COVID-19, I think in Taiwan the mortality rate is very, very low. So the Taiwan will help India with COVID-19 as is a very popular news during the COVID-19. The next. Okay, the STEM, because at that time we share our mask, we share some the ventilator to the Indian. I think it is very good close friendship between the for us. The next. So the comprehensive bioindustry clusters, because we have the Taoyuan International Airport, we also have the Kaohsiung International Airport, and from Taipei to Kaohsiung by the high-speed railway only 1 hour and 30 minutes. And I think we have a lot of the cross tracks. Even in my city, we also build a lot of the bio clusters. The next. Okay, so what is the strength and advantages? Since 2013, over Taiwan, we fit the PIC SGMP criteria, and we have the reliable clinical trial, the sites and the sound infrastructure, and the diverse culture of innovation will protect intelligent properties, and the excellent labor force and government subsidy for foreign partnership, global innovation and partner initiatives, and friendly toward from their phasing and the financials. So I think this is beginning, and we do a lot of effort between the Taiwan and the Indian. I think we will continue this cross the friendship. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your presentation. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Devendra Kumar from India, who is an author of South Asian and West Asian Studies, for his address over this topic. Dr. Devendra, if you can hear me, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Chair. First of all, thanks to Red Lantern Analytica for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share my views on Taiwan's inclusion as an observer in World Health Organization's meeting. Well, if you look at World Health Organization, since its inception, it has been organizing meeting annually every year, and overall, this would be the 77th meeting that will be convened very soon. And if you look at the World Health Assembly, which has a membership of 194 countries, what makes it important is it is the major decision-making body of the World Health Organization. It coordinates policies on the health issues of the world and whatever goes around in the world concerning the health of the people. So which makes a very, very, important player as far as the global health is concerned. And as far as the observer status is concerned, there are right now 7 countries or agencies which has the observer status of World Health Assembly. What makes it unique is if you look at the rules and procedures of World Health Assembly, which is a 150 pages document, contains 120 rules. If you look at rule number 43, 44, 45, which specifically states that non-member state can become an observer of World Health Assembly based on the kind of expertise the country has, which makes Taiwan one of the major important countries in the world to have the observer status of this particular organization. Why? I'll come to it. Let's first discuss what is this meeting is going to be all about. If you look at the meeting, it will start on 27th May and will last till 1st June 2024. There are going to be a round of talks, discussions. The major theme of this discussion is all for health and health for all. Under this theme, there will be organization of 194 countries which going to come and sit on one platform to discuss the major issues of the world. There will be health experts, there will be members, delegates. The major agenda of the discussion would be to prioritize how to advance the global health and how to create a global health security. In these directions, Taiwan becomes important. Why it becomes important? If you look at the Taiwanese state, it was the major whistleblower back in, not in 2020, I would say 2019, because the first case of COVID-19 or Chinese virus pandemic which has come, it came on 17th of November 2019. And the first country or one of the first countries to tell the world about it was Taiwan. The disease controller department of Taiwan had written an email to WHO and the People Republic of China regarding the information related to rise in number of cases of pneumonia that was happening in the Wuhan province of China, and the way the whole issues was dealt by WHO and particularly PRC. I'll come to it in pandemic what they had done, but basically the information that email had contained was that there is a human to human transition of this virus is happening, which is a serious issue, right? But the kind of false security, this umbrella or notion which was propagated by World Health Organization, it put the whole human civilization to a danger. And uh, if the after following this email, if WHO has had its own investigation committee to find out what was going on, the things could have been come much more earlier uh, than the world has already faced. Uh, for this particular meeting, why Taiwan is important? Because it was one of the major player. It provided a very crucial help, and not only information but also the medical help. And what the Taiwanese state right now is asking is just asking one thing, that is this World Assembly meeting should be a inclusive platform. It should be an inclusive global health forum, and Taiwan just want to work collaboratively with the international community on health sector, which makes it important. But now all of you must be wondering, what is the point of contention? What is the problem? So let me explain it to you. The problem in Taiwan's inclusion in World Health Assembly for the observer status is People's Republic of China. It wants Taiwan to accept the one China narrative, and it but the Democratic Progressive Party of Taiwan has refused to recognize both sides of the Taiwan Strait as belonging to China. But what is the idea of PRC on this? PRC is of the opinion that they can participate, but under one China narrative or as a Chinese Taipei, but not as an independent state, basically curbing a right of a state based on the health expertise to provide their inputs to the world, the biggest body of the health of the world on health, and to contain the irregularities of the mainland China that are going on or posing a very great threat to human civilization that has already happened in the past. And the Taiwanese state's basically a basic argument is it wants to provide inputs on health to the World Health Assembly, but the mainland China is suppressing their right to be part of World Health Organization. And in 2009, or for almost 7 to 8 years, Taiwan was part of World Health Assembly under the president or administration of President Ma Ying-jeou. And but because of the Chinese influence that they exercise on the global institution, specifically World Health Organization, also, which is also dancing on the tune set by China these days. The In 2017, when Margaret Chang, who basically belonged to Hong Kong province, when he became the then General Secretary of WHO, he was the one who suspended the observer status of Taiwan under the influence of mainland China or PRC. And the moment the government of President Tsai Ing-wen had come, it refused to accept that Taiwan is part of one China narrative. It said it's an independent country. But the PRC, the Republic of China, believes that the Democratic Progressive Party of China wants to create two nation, and it doesn't believe in the one China narrative of the PRC. And they have their own rights. The country has its air force, it has its president, it has its people, it has population, it has everything to be a state except the recognition from the international community. And if you look at the narrative set by the Politburo Standing Committee, specifically in the the white papers that they issue back in 2022, it also tried to reiterate the official position of China, saying that Taiwan belongs to the PRC or the mainland, but it is officially is a Republic of China. Is not doesn't belong to People Republic of China. So the Chinese idea over this is that they consider the Taiwan observer status as a ploy of the Taiwanese government for their independence movement or for their separatist activity, but which is all wrong. And given the expertise that Taiwan is having, especially on the medical or the irregularities that has been done by the Chinese state, I'll come to it when I'll come to the pandemic, which makes the observer status of Taiwan very, very important. And if you look at the stand of PRC on this issue, the China right now is also using international organizations and platform, given the rise of its influence and power. It is basically furthering its interest in the international organizations based on the economic power that it has attained. And it has increased its number of individuals or its proxies in the international platforms, whether it is UN, whether it is WHO or any other institutions. And there are institutions like Telecommunication Union, International Civil Organization, maritime organization, where you'll see the large number of PRC individuals working over there. And the basic argument of them is that they don't want Taiwan to become member of any of the organization, whether UN, WHO. As a Chinese Taipei, yes, but not as an independent entity. And the Taiwanese have already worked as a whistleblower on the pandemic. It was the first country to tell us about what was going on in the mainland. But the initiative taken by Politburo Standing Committee, basically the curtailment of information, the hiding of information from the world community, which has put the whole human civilization to danger. We all have our, in known circle, people losing life and, still suffering because of what happened back in, Wuhan province and the repercussions of it. And because of this, if you look at the data of WHO, sorry, 14.91 million people globally have lost their life because of this, because of hiding of information. If the information had been shared on the right time, or the curtailment had not been done on the doctors and government officials, who were, the first people to know about this, what was happening in Wuhan province, the things could have been different. So the Chinese influence that they also exercise in WHO has kind of put humanity to danger. And to maintain a strong hold on the international institution, China has become aggressive. It is using its aggressive strategies. The countries who are opening their mouth, they have a strategy such as wolforial diplomacy. They have a salami slicing strategy, which they have used. Let me give an example from the same organization for whose observation status Taiwan is fighting for. The World Health Assembly back in May 2020 passed the resolution to find out the origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. And countries such as Australia, India voted in favor of that resolution. But what happened after that? The countries who voted in favor got punished by China. They broke their relations with Australia, and they to inform their citizens from the mainland not to travel to Australia for tourism purposes. And this and the repercussion of this is very much visible. Why Australia is so much active in the South China Sea issue and the nuclear submarine and all. It's all because of, every action has a reaction. So the roots of this primarily comes from this. As far as India is concerned, India saw aggression of China on its borders following May 2020 World Health Assembly resolution. The international organizations such as WHO, World Health Assembly membership, or the kind of work that it will be doing in the future, will be of very, very important to the global politics as well as humanity, because the pandemic is still not over. There are still, there's chances of it may re-emerge or something may go wrong, right? So the story is still not over, and China may come up with something else. I'll come to it in a meeting, in a minute, why I'm saying this. But the origin theory is still not known from where it originated. If you look at China alone, it is not behaving like a status quo power right now. It is behaving aggressively as a state that is determined to achieve its regional hegemony. And China is not right now, is not right now happy with the kind of existing world order, and it is seeking to alter the status quo, and it wants to establish, its own Sino-centric world order. And it is also, facing competition with United States of America. And there are various theories. If I'll have to take you back to what happened in 2020 after losing in, trade war competition and everything with United States of America, look at the history from 2010 to 2020. They were right after each other. And after losing in soft power, hard power asset, there are theories that China has created the SARS virus to outsmart the United States of America. And the origin is still not known, but the aggressive posturing of China puts the behavior of the state to a question, right? And if you look at their the white papers or speeches of their president, there's no doubt that it wants to be a global power or a global hegemon by 2049. And therefore it doesn't want to face any repercussion coming from anywhere, whether it is any international organization. It has already blocked India's this voice at the international platform to become permanent member of the United Nations Security Council kind of initiative, are not supported by the Chinese. They are the major hurdles. And at this stage, the major this idea about this observer status is concerned, Taiwan, in my opinion, can play a very important role in the World Health Assembly. But the Taiwan gaining the observer status doesn't go well with the standing of the Chinese, right? Especially the People Republic of China, and they want to curb this independence of Taiwan, and the absence of Taiwan at the global forum such as World Health Assembly can make the world citizens, or you can say the organization, to pay a very heavy price, because the irregularities within the administration in China has not stopped. And you never know, what is going on, because it is not only five domain of warfare that are there, that is land, water, and air, outer space, or cyber. The health sector is one of the sector in which the wars are happening, and they are trying to weaponize this to outsmart each other, and without even sending one weapon, they want to win over countries. So given by these notions, in my personal opinion, countries like China, Taiwan should become member of World Health Organization, to share information on what happens in on health sector in East Asia and Southeast Asian region, because that has become the major point from where the pandemics are coming. And but at one point for the international organization is also that they also have to be a fair ground for everyone. And but as far as the status of Taiwan is concerned, I personally believe that there it should be determined by a discussion and deliberations of member state, which are a member of the United Nations and WHO. They have to think of which country has helped us during the COVID-19, and which can actually provide the real information on what happens in the mainland. Because the COVID has not stopped, there may be something else which can emerge. So with this, I'll rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Devendra, for your informative address. And we have received many questions, but I'm afraid we cannot take all of them. So we'll pick and choose from these questions. So there is one question which says that in what ways could Taiwan's participation in the WHO strengthen on the health issues? And I believe we have two very able doctors in this session from Taiwan who can take this question up. Any of you, Dr. Husu or Dr. Chen, can unmute yourself for this question.
How Taiwan can join the WHO, WHA? I think we need many friends like the Indian to support us, have a speech in the WHO to support Taiwan to join the WHO or WHA. I think our goal is not to the formal member of WHO in very short term, but I think in the observers in WHO, I think it's very important for the global health. So we need more and more friends to support us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And there is one more question, which is that how can India-Taiwan cooperation in technology and trade serve as a counterbalance to China's influence in Asia? I believe Dr. Devendra can answer this question.
Well, see, as far as India's cooperation with Taiwan, irrespective of in the trade terms, what happens between PRC and India. See, India's idea is we have already created the parliamentary forums to collaborate with, Taiwan state openly. Back in 2016, we have already created forums. There is a regular interactions or channel of communication which have been established with the Taiwanese. There are Taiwanese students in India, and the cooperation is very much there. There is an exchange of students, and this the soft power asset can be utilized to further the cooperation between the two countries, because given the rise of globalization, the borders have become irrespective. Now the needs of people define the specificities of the countries, and every country is working to further to provide to provide best mean possible for their own citizens, right now. And globally, there are initiatives irrespective of what happens globally. Countries such as India is negotiating with countries on oil sector. Russia is the best example. No matter who criticizes us, but wherever cheap oil is available, we'll go there. As far as China, India is concerned, China has made itself much more interesting. Even irrespective of how much you want to ignore them, you can still not ignore, because there is a dependence on technology and various sectors are there. So it is Taiwan which has to make important or interesting itself for the others if they want to outsmart the Chinese. That may take a longer time. health can be one sector. India's focus is, as far as is concerned, between these two countries or the membership of Taiwan to this organization is specifically very simple. They want accountability and they want the this transparency in World Health organization or assembly, whereby they can provide funds to the developing countries for fighting the health challenges. So in and the kind of this help which was provided by Taiwan back in 2020, and the medical help or the mask or oxygen that they had provided us back in during the second wave was very crucial. And there can be medical cooperation between these two countries. Semiconductor can be one where both these countries can collaborate and take the relationship forward. They have to come out of this understanding of China India. They should focus more on India Taiwan. So if that will be the way forward, we will be able to have better relations with any country, and that should be the way out. Irrespective of what happens politically, economically, countries must engage for providing better future to their citizens. So that is my take on this.
Thank you, sir. And we'll take just one last question before we wind up this session, because we are approaching the end time of this session. So there is one question we have received, that what reforms are needed in the World Health Organization according to both the Taiwanese and Indian perspective? And there is a secondary question in that as well, that is WHO still a reliable leader of global health governance? So any of the two respected doctors can take up this last question. Please unmute yourself, sir, so that we can hear you.
I think a lot of friends in this forum is very interested about a question. I think in the future maybe you can email me and contact us. We are love to answer your question by email by some other way, because a lot of questions there are really good. I think in the future WHO have to reform, because we know that we are the country close to China, and China have a new virus, the normal virus spread out. We are the first people to be attacked, to be influenced, and we are the people the first to know, to tell all the world there's a new virus epidemic comes up. They're killing people. So I don't know why the WHO did not allow Taiwan to join it. Even the Pakistan, a big country now. But Taiwan, we are 23 people. We love peace. We are so helpful. We want to contribute ourselves to Taiwan. And in the future, I think WHO and WHO should allow our country, allow Taiwan to join that. And we be observer. We communicate with the other people. We try to help him. Just like in the SARS of the COVID in India, we share our experience. We help other people to get through the epidemic. I think in the future, we still want to be a good part of this world, and we try to donate our experience and help all the world become better. So thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. You speak. It's really touched my heart, and you are so smart to talk about the situation between Taiwan, India, and China. Thank you so much.
Let me take well, thank you, doctor. Let me take just two lines on this question. See, the world needs to fight the Chinese influence. As I was saying, the world needs to fight the rising Chinese influence at the global institutions, because there are irregularities that are happening in the PRC. And if it will continue to exercise is say in the global institution, United Nations is one. They have the biggest power. This this weapon that they have is the permanent membership. They can block any resolution or anything. But other institutions, the Chinese influence has to be curbed, and Taiwan also need to come out from the closet and be much more open, vocal on the kind of issues that they are facing. And they need to further more collaboration with countries, because the only thing lacking is collaboration and the recognition. Otherwise, it is an independent state which is happening, which is existing from very long, and it was ROC. It was never PRC on both the lands. So that is my personal take on this whole issue. And the strategic thinkers in Taiwan has to work on these lines and to find a way out. And as I already said, there are countries such as Japan, G7 countries, which openly supports Taiwan's world membership or observer status at World Health Assembly. And as I already said, that there should be transparency and accountability in World Health Organization and World Health Assembly. The Brucius has already done a lot of damage back in 2020, in particularly in the Taiwan state is concerned. There was this, as I said, Margaret 10, which has pressed this observer status. So if more and more influence will be there of China, more the countries will suffer, right? So this is my take on this.
Thank you, Dr. Devin, for answering this question. And we now approach the end of this riveting session which we had. And I'll now like to invite Kritika Rajput from the team of Red Lantern Analytica for her closing remarks on this session. Kritika, if you can hear me, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I hope I'm
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yes. As we draw this session to a close, I would like to express a sincere thanks to all of the participants. Foremost, I would like to express our greatest gratitude to esteemed speakers, both from Taiwan and from India. Your valuable insights and expert perspective of India-Taiwan collaboration in healthcare have illuminated the path for stronger ties and mutual growth. A special thanks to our distinguished guests and our participants who have given us some very insightful and thought-provoking questions. Your participation underscores the importance of Taiwan's inclusion in the World Health Assembly. We are particularly grateful to the representatives in the World Health Assembly. I would like to extend my appreciation for Red Lantern Analytica in this session. I would like to thank the moderator of the session, Bharat Ghosh sir, for smooth functioning of the webinar. I would also like to thank our attendees from across the country and other places. Thank Kanche, Liangwei, Liza,
Well, thank you.
I won the
Thank
last
you,
one.
Kritika.
Singers.
Thank you. Thank you, Kritika. There is some network issue at Kritika's end, but then I like to thank all the speakers and all the participants who have joined us today for this session, which was being organized by Red Lantern Analytica on the need for Taiwan's inclusion as an observer in the World Health Organization. Thank you, Dr. Husiu, Dr. Devendra, and Dr. Chien for taking out time from your schedule for this session and making this possible. We bring this session to a close. Namaskar to our Taiwanese friend and to Dr. Devendra. Thank you. Thank you.